This part is titled Leadership 101. We're going to talk about different concepts or beliefs about leadership and see if we can tie them together and help give some perspective. In this part, we're going to talk about 5 competing theories of leadership. That is, defining what a leader is, or how to become a leader if you can become one at all. I think you'll see some contrasts here, but I think you'll also see how some of these different concepts fit well into our 6-level model. The traits approach says that a leader has a certain set of characteristics or traits, and that's what makes them a good leader. There's also the implication that they're born with these traits. Things like intelligence, integrity, and charisma are mentioned often. Sometimes we look at great leaders, famous leaders like Martin Luther King or Mahatma Gandhi, and they're cited as people that had these characteristics. But in spite of research, there's been no one universal set of traits that's been identified and agreed upon that make a good leader. The styles approach focuses in on the behavior of the leader. That is, how do they respond and react to different situations that are either work-related, task-related, or relationship-related, handling people. The idea behind the styles approach is that a person can learn how to develop a style and use it to be a successful leader. The weakness of this approach is that not all situations are the same, and not all people are the same, and sometimes a particular style may not work. Situational and contingency models of leadership teach different styles to be used in different situations with people. The directing style for directing people who lack competence and need a lot of oversight. The coaching style for people that have some confidence but lack commitment. Supporting style is when you have people that are competent but they need some support. And the delegating style is for people that are competent and committed and you can just turn them loose. I think the weakness of this style is that it's focused on the transactional culture, where you're very work-centric. It's not really focusing in on improving the system. Now we're getting into the transactional and transformational models of leadership. Let's deal with the transactional model on this slide. Here you're concerned about getting your people to do their work. You can do that by motivating them or by threatening them. So you can see there's a wide range of different styles that could fit into this model. But typically the more successful transactional leaders are ones that are good at organizing and initializing work, and those that can get the most out of their employees and show some consideration. This model has been called prescription for mediocrity because it's limited by just what you can do by getting the work done. It's not really working on getting people working together to any great extent or improving the system. Now let's take a look at the transformational model. The transformational leader has to know more than just what the work is and how to do the work right. They have to have other skills in order to get people to look beyond themselves, start getting people interested in improving the system, working with others, going across boundaries, being willing to sacrifice personal goals for group goals, and get them to realize that everybody wins when the group wins. When it comes to transformational leadership, though, there isn't one prescription on how to do it. There's lots of examples of transformational leaders that use different styles. One person may be charismatic and be very inspirational. Another one may be helping meet the emotional needs of their employees. Or sometimes they stimulate people in ways that make them willing to look at old problems in new ways. One of the more current theories of leadership is called emotional leadership. Leadership context has actually changed a lot recently, especially with the advent of 9/11, where leaders were called on to operate in times of chaos, emergency, and the unknown. Emotional leadership is based on the concept of emotional intelligence, which is the ability to get to know and understand people at a very deep level, connect with their needs, build relationships, and build loyalty and what is called social capital. And what this does is it gives a loyalty to a leader so that when they need people to go the extra mile, to rise above the problems, they have the loyalty and the willingness to do it. This puts people into a whole different context, and it takes a lot of special skill and ability to do it. So based on emotional leadership, we need to develop leaders who are good coaches and team players, and they're collaborative, and they value people over profit. They also have the vision to harness the value of a connected planet and appreciate the importance of face-to-face interaction. And they generate and encourage social capital. That's the collective value of people who know each other and what they'll do for each other. So basically, emotional leadership is someone that can pull everything together and inspire people in a collective sort of way. Let's see if we can add some more to this idea of an emotional leader. They have a global understanding and respect for people with different backgrounds. They can slow down long enough to cultivate human relationships. And by doing all this, they're able to get commitment. And one of the things they do is offer exciting and meaningful work and treating everybody with dignity and respect. They can create an environment where people can bring their hearts to work, not just their heads and hands. And one that offers more hope in an incredibly cynical world. I think we've all heard of .com type businesses where they have created a culture kind of like this, where there is a lot of emotional leadership going on. So what we're proposing here is essentially a transformational leadership model combined with an emotional leadership model. Someone who understands that it's not just about work and about the problems you're facing, but about helping others and helping the system. We help others by helping them learn and grow. If they learn and grow, they'll understand the system better. They'll learn how to work better with their coworkers, how to serve their customers and society, and stay in business while contributing to society. We're also suggesting that this leader understands that in order to have a transformed organization, it's a step-by-step process, and they need to understand the levels and how to move through them, and thus create the organization that we desire.